Good afternoon, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, faculty and students, and friends of CTU. We would like to welcome you to the 2016 IP Conference for Students. My name is Regine Chen.
And I'm Queenie Zhang. Regine and I are students at CTU and will be the MCs for today. We're so happy to see so many people here for this important event.
That's right, Queenie. Let's get started by inviting Professor Christian Wagner, CTU's Associate Provost for Quality Assurance and also the representative of the Innovation Commons, to come up to the stage to preside over souvenirs and photos. We will call the name of the guests one by one to receive souvenirs from Professor Wagner. And could you please remain on stage until the group photo is taken? At this time, can we ask Professor Luke to please come to the stage for the souvenir presentation? And then, can we ask Mr. Fong to please come to the stage for the souvenir presentation? And then, can we ask Ms. Yip to please come to the stage for the presentation? Thank you all, and please remain while we invite Professor Kelvin Yao, the Associate Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, and and Dr. Eric Chen of Edge to come, and Ms. Millie Mark, the Director of School of Graduate Studies, and Dr. Eric Chen of Edge to come to the stage for the photo taking. Thank you, Professor Wagner and honored guests. Could we ask Professor Wagner to stay on stage for the welcoming remarks, please?
Distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Last year, 2015, was actually a remarkable year. In 2015, the absolute giant of patent registrations, IBM, which registers roughly about 7,000 patents every year, was finally beaten by the number 2. And who was the number 2? Samsung. Samsung, which many years ago had been upstart, finally, by many accounts, came in not second, but first with about 7,500 patents. Is it important, we ask? Absolutely, because patents mean revenue. For a company like IBM, the patent vault it's holding is worth about, in terms of licenses, about 10 billion Hong Kong dollars in a year, and probably a lot more than that on protecting against lawsuits by others. So these are kind of your nuclear weapons you hold in your storage, and you only bring them out when you're attacked, and you say, these are my weapons, so go away. This is what IBM typically does. But not only at the company level are patents important, also at the individual inventor level, because as an inventor, if I make an invention, I cannot talk about it, because once I start talking about it, it's not a secret anymore, so I lose my rights. The only way to hold on to my rights and to show the world is I register it, so that's a patent. Then I can talk about it, then I can sell it, license it, whatever I want to do with it. But then it's mine. And very important in this world, where we talk now about first to file wins, it is really, once I file, it is mine, not the one who invented first. It's the one who files first. It used to be a little bit different in some jurisdictions, but this has changed now. Meaning, for the company and for the individual, this is important, but societally as well, because Through this process, society brings out the inventions. Everybody wants to be, of course, filing first now. And so it really creates a race to have more patents, to show the world what you have. And once patents are disclosed, others can build on them, others can make use of them. They may use that technology to create new things. For example, Qualcomm is a good example. If you have a mobile phone, most likely something from Qualcomm is in your mobile phone. If you have other networking equipment, likely again. So Qualcomm makes about 60 billion Hong Kong dollars a year in revenues from its vault of patents. Fantastic numbers. Then we ask ourselves, why Samsung? Actually, as I mentioned, 20 years ago, Samsung was not on the top 10 list. It's a fantastic story. So slowly, during like around 2000, we slowly see Samsung creeping into the top 10. In the middle 2005, 2006, Samsung took on this quest and invested heavily into knowledge management, made that a strategic investment, and with that vaulted itself into the midfield, like number 5, number 4. And then just in recent years, we've seen, after the fights with Apple about rights around the mobile phone, Samsung made another push and is now clearly right there at the top of the field with IBM, where IBM is about 90,000 patents. Samsung is not there in total numbers, but right there at that capability. Just like Samsung, CityU also has made significant investments in its capabilities to innovate. Many of you know about our discovery-enriched curriculum. We design a curriculum where our students have the opportunity to make a discovery while they're at CityU. And we have created laboratories. You know about our GE laboratory. We have created our innovation commons. We have been creating these facilities that help the students to become innovators. And we also helping our students through our other mechanisms to not only create that intellectual property, but also to protect it, because we know this is so important, right? You only own it once you have protected it. Sometimes that creates a great challenge, because protecting your intellectual property, getting that patent is not easy. It's costly, it's difficult, it requires a lot of expertise. Innovating requires expertise, but also securing the rights. And the lawyers will probably be very quick to tell you, even with all their lawyering capability, oftentimes it becomes so difficult to understand what's in this patent because it requires so much domain knowledge. And I believe that's actually part of the theme of this talk to be coming. So maybe it's a good time for me to actually step back, thank our panelists who are stepping just now, thank our audience for being here, and say welcome and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Wagner. Next, I'd like to invite Professor Lewis Luke to come to the stage for the opening remarks. Professor Luke is the president of the Hong Kong Institute of Patent Attorneys Limited. Professor Luke is also a senior associate of P.C. Wu and Company solicitors and notaries. So let's everyone welcome Professor Luke.
Professor Christian Wagner, distinguished guests, dear students. Since I'm the first speaker of this conference, so I will make my remarks short. It is my honor to share with you the latest development of the intellectual property industry, I call IP, and the career prospect of all the students sitting here. The Hong Kong government is actively promoting Hong Kong as an IP hub in Asia. And in these few days, we learned that we can even extend the dream to all the regions under the One Belt, One Road strategic plan. Currently, there is the Patent Amendments Bill in the LegCo, which introduces the original grant patent for the first time in the history of Hong Kong. The bill also introduces interim measures on the regulation of patent agency services. This will bring new career opportunities for science engineering or technology graduates. Other graduates of City University can also join the IP industry in many other areas, such as the IP trading, IP valuation, IP mediation and arbitration. I understand you have a pretty good program on arbitration, IP insurance, and IP finance. In the coming new session of the LegCo, the Arbitration Amendments Bill may be introduced, which will confirm the legality and importance of IP arbitration in the IP dispute resolution. Since 2011, in every December, we have the landmark events of Business of IP Asia Forum. Last year, more than 2,400 people from all sectors around the world have participated in the conference. The purposes of the forum are to explore new business opportunities and discuss the latest development of IP industry in the regions. If we say the last 15 years was the era of knowledge economy, I will advocate the coming 15 years will be the era of IP economy. There is a difference between knowledge and intellectual property. The latter has the legal protection and has value. The rapid growth of the IP industry will bring you many career prospects. I understand that today is the City University Entrepreneur Week, but I will advise you, don't rush out too soon to start your own business. I will quote what Jack Ma has said previously. If you are in the 20s, find a good boss to follow and learn. Work in a small and medium-sized company. You can learn many new things in such an environment. When you enter the 30s, then think about whether you want to work for yourself and become an entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Luke.